to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Ba'Shakakodash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to make this a super short video. And I'm going to entitle this video One Step Closer, Meto Smart Glasses. Or One Step Closer to. Anyway, this is the Ray-Ban company. And they have teamed up with Meto, formerly Facebook. And if you watch this commercial, and they'll be showing it a lot, I would think. Anyway, in this picture, this is a commercial for it. Advertisement for Ray-Ban's smart glasses. So in this scene right here, you see the woman touching this would be her right side with the right hand, and she can take a picture. So you got Ray-Ban glasses, like I said, with Meto technology in it to take pictures. Then there's another scene of a different woman. She goes to some place, I guess in Spain. It's a Spanish-speaking country, and there was a sign there, and she commanded the glasses, the Ray-Ban glasses, to translate what that sign means. And the translation was dancing all night. It was a club. So you can go to another country with these glasses, according to this commercial. You can look at a sign in another country, different language. Let's say you go to Italy, there's signs in Italian. You know, you can either, well, you would take a picture of the sign, and it would interpret what the sign means. Now they already have technology where you can take a device which looks like even the size of smaller than a smartphone, and you can say something in English. You want to talk to somebody that only speaks Japanese, you say something in English, and you hit a button, and it speaks out what you said in English in Japanese, and then the Japanese person says something back to you in Japanese. You record it, you hit the button, and it comes back in English, and that's been around for a while. So there has to be more than one country that does that. So now you can actually communicate with people around the world through these smart devices. So now let's deal with the word Meto. Now the first time I heard Meto, when Zuckerberg changed the name from Facebook to Meto, I said, well, let me look up the word Meto. So I went to the scriptures, and I went to Revelation 13:16, which says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M-A-R-K, which the word there, that's why it's important to go to the blue letter, Abba. They made mockery of us because we're going to the blue letter. We're clearly talking about us, but you should go to the blue letter. A mark. And the word there for mark is charagma. And when you look up the word charagma, it's something physical. A charagma is something, it's like a chisel. It's like if you chisel And I did videos on it, but you guys don't watch the videos all the way through. I'm not talking about GMS. I'm talking about you other brothers that think that the MOTB is sin, or sleeping with white women, or sin in all of its forms. Oh, by the way, I had a dream. I just woke up from the dream, maybe not even about an hour ago. I had a dream that I ran into Bishop Nate. He was wearing the purple T-shirt, but he was a doorman. Or he was outside of a door. It looked like a building or a hotel or something. And he looked at me and I looked at him. And for some reason I was kind of like I gave him that smile, like, yeah, I run into you, huh, nigga, huh? You know what I'm saying? You know how your mind works. And I kind of had a smirk. And he had like a mean look, on his face. So I extended my hand to him and he shook. He reluctantly shook my hand, and then the dream, I was inside of the building, and it was you know how you have a row of buildings, but all these like a 4-block, you have one building, you got another building next to it, another building next to it. Well, this building, you can go from one building to you can walk, you can go on the second floor and walk the whole block inside a building. So it was one big gigantic building. Then I ran into believe it or not, I ran into General Yohana, and we were just talking. and then I woke up. So it's a crazy dream. But anyway, those two that I mentioned, they of course teach that the MOTB is something different than what we teach. But like I said, if you go to the root word, if you start using the blue letter or the concordance, strong concordance, the word there for mark is charagma. Now, and like I said, I did videos before on this subject to ad nauseum. I looked that word up, and the word charagma comes up maybe 6, 7 times, 8 times, and it's all in Revelation. But there's one other time that it's written, and it's not in the book of Revelation. It's the book of Acts. I believe it's Acts 17, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it, but I may go to it before the video ends. So the word in Acts, the word there for mark is actually the word there is graven, and the word graven is from the Greek word charagma. When you grave something, if a loved one dies, you bury them, you put the tombstone, and you have an engraver engrave the name. John Smith, born this year, died that year. Father, son, father, husband, grandfather, whatever. And if he's like a mason, they'll put the mason sign. So it's an actual engraver that puts it in there. So the word mark in Revelation 13:16, as opposed to anywhere else in the scriptures, like for example, mark in Romans, Romans 16, 17, and 18, it says mark them. The word there is not the same word. So you got guys saying, see, it says mark here, but it says mark here. And then when you go to, it's different words. That's why you have to go into the translation. You got to go into the actual original language, which Greek is really not the original language, because the 4 Gospels and many other books were written in Hebrew and then retranslated into the Greek. But most of Paul's books, I would say most, even all of them, he was dealing with Israelites, but he was mostly dealing with Gentile Israelites, which they spoke Greek. Those people in Asia Minor. And he didn't even go outside of Asia Minor or Jerusalem to teach Israelites. Paul didn't go to the Americas and teach Israelites. His job was to teach the Greek-speaking Israelites and the ones that knew that they were Israelites. So he turned around, looked at one person, spoke Hebrew, looked at the other person, spoke Greek. That's why it says what it says about Greek. The woman was a Greek, was an Israelite. All right? She was likened unto Cornelius. So anyway, now let me come down here. So the word, it says mark on their right hand or in their foreheads. So I look up the word foreheads, and I did a video covering this topic some years ago. So the word foreheads, or let's say forehead, the word there is, I'll let you hear it.
Strong's G 3359, metopon. Metopon.
You have the word metopon, which means forehead. Then you have Ray-Ban and Meta smart glasses. Now, you got Meta and Meto. I would say that Meta is the feminine form of Meto, which means forehead. But it doesn't say that in... Okay, let me do this. It says neuter noun. It doesn't say, most of these words will say masculine or feminine. So meto, the O as opposed to the A or the R sound, makes it either masculine O or feminine A, the A sound. Niño, niña. Now it says the word meta, or meto, meto. It says the space between the eyes, the forehead. This is your forehead. Hold up. That's your forehead. Right there. So the glasses are in close proximity to your forehead. Now these glasses, there's no device that they put into your head. I guess you hear, it probably has speakers. And you got to watch the commercial. Which this is the commercial. I'm not going to play it because you know how YouTube get down. But as you see her put her right hand up and she's touching the button to take a picture. If it's a sign, and I believe it's a voice command too. In the commercial she said, "What does that sign say?" And the glasses take a picture and it reads it to you. You'll see the commercial. So this is one. So now we know what of all names. Why did Zuckerberg call it Meta? Why do you call it Meta? And the symbol for Meta is this, like the symbol. It's like a sideways 8, figure 8, which I believe that represents eternity or something like that. I got to look it up and go into your symbols. Because he even changed the symbol. I don't know if there was a symbol for Facebook. Just said Facebook, and it went from Facebook to Meta. So he's part of that group of people that's going to introduce the MOTB to you. Because the next step, or a couple of steps down the line, is you don't need the glasses no more. We can put a C-hip in your head, and your eyes will take a picture, and you look at a sign, and you look at the sign, and then something in your head would say, it would interpret the sign. So with this MOTB technology, it will make people actually smarter. So the ones that don't take it, we're gonna be dummies. We're gonna be the slow people. But it's right around the corner. And for you camps out there, seeing what's going on in between Israel, the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, and the well, it's not Hamas. Well, it's Hamas, but now it's the what's this group? Hezbollah, which is a actual military backed by, or I believe the actual soldiers are Iranian, which the Iranians are Elamites. They're not Arabs, but they're going to join forces with the Arabs, fulfilling Second Ezra's. Is it 15 or 16? Let me do this. Bear me for a minute. So our eyes are definitely open. You got okay, let me see here. Okay, let me do this. Bear me for a minute. Okay. So it is in the 15. I should figure it was 15. Where can I start? Key point is right around here. So we're in Second Ezra 15 and 16. You know, we're in the 15 right now, and it's going to get worse. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. These are the ones of you Israelites that ain't right. You're going to get caught up in this. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, the Middle East, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, the Arab nation, the Arab world, joining forces with the Persians, the Elamites, which they're not Arabs, shall come out with many chariots or their modern weapons of war, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. See, what Biden is advising, and others are advising Israel not to get involved with the Hezbollah, because that's a proxy war. It started with the Hamas. They don't even mention Hamas anymore. So that's a proxy war. You're fighting against a bigger enemy. Also the Carmanians, which when you look the word Carmanians up, it goes back to the word, it goes back to the Persians. You can look it up. I'm not going to go through it. I did videos on this, but all you got to do is put in the word Carmanians, go to Google. It'll take you back to this encyclopedia or dictionary of Persian dictionary, or people of Iran dictionary or whatever. I'm not going to go through it. I did it before. So these right here, Arabia, these are the Arab nations, sons of Ishmael and them mixed people. And these are Persians, which when you go back to Ezekiel chapter 38, we've been through that. A raging in wrath, anger, shall go forth as the wild bulls of the wood, and with great power shall they come, military might, and join battle with them. So they're going to join forces. In Iran, their religion, the official religion is Islam, but they do not speak Arabic. They speak a language called Farsi. The people of Afghanistan speak a language, what's the daggone language? I can't think of it. Pashtun. So that area, the Levant, the Middle East, where the most of the Arab countries are, they're not all Arabs. So you got Pashtun, which is one language. You got Arabic, which is another language, and you got and then you got Iran, which they have their own language, which is Farsi. It said, "Go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power, military power, shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians." Is another word for Babylon. So they're going to have their part of partially destroying Babylon. The main nation that's going to do the job is, Gog. Then you have missiles from the NATO EU nations that are going to come against Babylon the Great. So everybody's worried about P. Diddy. That's a distraction. That's entertainment. You look up the word entertainment, the word means distraction. What do you call it? Bread and circuses. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand. Who are the dragons? Dragons. And then shall the dragons of Arabia have the upper hand, remembering their nature. Go back to Genesis. What does it say? He's a wild ass. He'll be against everybody, and everybody will be against him. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together, it's not just a conspiracy. Conspiracy means to come together. The BRICS nation is a conspiracy. Conspiracy just means con, meaning with. Inspire means to breathe together. NATO and the NATO nations breathe together. Conspiracy. I say conspiring together. Conspiracy, like you have the term conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy is when you have two or more people getting together, normally to do some wicked, evil act against somebody or a nation in secret. Like you have in New York City, you got a big this conspiracy going on with Eric Adams' administration. They're leaving left and right. Because they got information of corruption. So I won't be surprised if they get rid of that whole administration, Eric Adams' administration, and then put in, they got a new guy, was an Edomite, was a former FBA guy, and they just put him in, and then they got some stuff, FBI is checking him out too. It says conspiring together in great power, military power, to persecute them. And see, and that's coming against the land of Israel, but then U.S. sworn, whether they're Republican or Democrat, well, no matter what, we're going to back them up. So guess what? That's going to lead you into the war. Hence, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the best thing for you to do is cut ties with that land, but you're not going to cut ties because you got to fulfill prophecy. So everybody's worried about whether Kamala's going to come in or Trump is going to come in. It doesn't matter. The prophecy is going to come to pass, no matter who comes in. If Genghis Khan raises from the dead and becomes a president, guess what? This place is done. Ultimately, everybody's going to get microchipped, and then everything going to move quick. When they push the world to get that microchip, when we see that happening, we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to do videos on it. These other Israelite camps are going to have to explain themselves. Now, either if they're sincere men and truly of the elect, they're going to say, look, we were wrong. Don't get that. That's Revelation. If Bishop Nate says it, they're zombies anyway. So if he says don't get it, it's the MOTB, GMS was right, they'll see it. They'll see it because Nate said it. Cursed be the man that trusts the man. Then these shall be then these shall be then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power. I guess that's troubled, bled, whatever this means. Their power, and shall flee, and from the land of Assyria, sometimes it's talking about Assyria, sometimes it's talking about Babylon, another name for Babylon. Shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and their host shall be fear and dread and strife or fighting among the kings. Right, the kings are going to rise up, Isaiah 14. I'm going to read that, Isaiah 14:9, I'm going to read that in the NLT. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north, that's Russia. East is the Middle East, unto the south. They're gonna meet U.S. in the south, which is the fulfillment of Joel, what is that? Joel 2. And they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another. That's war, and it's going to turn into you're going to have Germany. You're going to have all these nations that have these advanced weaponry. They're going to meet down in the Levant, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Yahweh's judgment, because he's going to judge all of them. And they Joel 3:9, and they shall smite down a great multitude of the stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. Revelation 14 says the horse's blood shall be to the horse's bridle, I believe that's the word. Something, how many furlongs? And dung of men unto the camel's hoof. Dung of men. Now let me do this. I got to go this. I must be allowed to go to this. So all this war, don't worry about that. We know shit's gonna happen. Oh, the Lord might come back tomorrow. You know, he might come back next month. Look what's happening in the Middle East. No, the MOT has to come to pass first. So let me go to Joel real quick. Okay. But I will remove far from you the northern army. That's America, not Russia. Well, wait a minute. Some places it says north is talking about Russia. Yes, it depends on the context of the scriptures. And will drive them into a land barren and desolate. Now you got scholars saying that it's let me bring this over here. So we're just reviewing. We did videos on this, but so we're back here. This is where they're gonna be. You got scholars that say, let me find this. You got the Dead Sea, you can hardly see it. You got scholars that say that it's like around here. I can't find the Dead Sea. Then you got the Mediterranean, you got the Dead Sea. I believe that's here. They're gonna meet, no, they're gonna meet right here. Arabia, that's where they're gonna meet. They're going to be facing the East Sea and their hinder part to the utmost sea. This is also known as a sea. These are also known as seas. So now let's come back over here. a land barren and desolate. When you see this, that's greenery. When you see this ain't nothing but desert. This is desert. When you see that color, it's desert. There's some greenery there, some over here. That's why they want the land. Got some greenery there off the coast of the Mediterranean. But this is all desert. This right here is all desert. A land barren and desolate. With his face toward the east sea, that's the Euphrates, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, that's the Red Sea. Right, it's called the Red Sea. Not the Red River, the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. That means, let's go back over here. This says the same thing. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof. And there shall be a great fearfulness and trembling upon the whole earth, because they're going to say, oh shit, this shit done got out of hand. Like I said, the IDF is involved with the Houthis and the Hezbollah, which is a major military group, trained military. So they're shooting missiles now. And it said that not only is the Russians giving aid to Iran, I believe Iran is also giving missile technology to, they're experts in the missiles too. They didn't learn. Let the weak say I am strong. Strong in what? Knowing the technology of building these missiles. So the Arab nations possess missiles too, and trembling shall come upon them. The whole earth, everybody gonna be, shooken up. But they all gonna be chipped up, except for the few that don't take the chip. And then shall there great storm from the south and from the north and another part of the west, because they're going to be in the east, right? That's why it doesn't mention the east over here. So all these militaries that possess these modern technology, weapons, they're going to join. And strong winds shall rise from the east and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east and west. The stars represent the missiles. East and west wind shall be destroyed. Scriptures say a hot wind. The great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star that they may make all the earth afraid, because people are afraid of what's coming upon the earth. They're going to be talking about, a nuclear war. This is war. And them that, we got to steal some of Nate's sound bites. And them that dwell therein, ultimately the whole earth, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place and horrible star. The star represents the missiles. This is also in Revelation 8. I'm not going to go into it. Fire and hell and flying swords. What do you mean by a flying sword? A flying sword is a missile. And many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. That's also in Revelation chapter 8. A third part of the seas was destroyed. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the metals and their corn. The places that are flourishing, greenery is going to become a desert. And they shall go steadfast unto Babylon and make her afraid. But anyway, I'm not going to read any more. But this is one step closer to the MOT. They're going to take this technology here. You can go to this page. You can put in Ray-Ban, and you can watch this commercial. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.